everyone, and welcome to the Today in History series. Today, we will review 3 important historical events. They all took place on March 9th and have a profound impact on world politics, economics, and history. Had a profound impact. First, let's go back to March 9th, 1842. The First Opium War ended on this day, and Britain and China signed the Treaty of Nanking. The war originated from the British invasion of Chinese tea, the demand for silk and porcelain, and the desire for the opium trade. And opium caused serious social problems in China. The Qing government tried to ban the opium trade. Ultimately, these conflicts led to war. From 1840, Britain sent troops to carry out military strikes against China. After more than 2 years of fighting, due to outdated weapons and systems, the Qing dynasty was ultimately defeated. To end this war, the Qing government signed the Treaty of Nanking with Britain on March 9, 1842. This is also the first unequal treaty in Chinese history. The Treaty of Nanking stipulated that the Qing government should pay 21 million silver dollars as war reparations. That was the total revenue of China in a year. Meanwhile, the Qing government ceded Hong Kong to the British. This is China's first major territorial loss. The treaty also stipulates that China needs to open Guangzhou, Xiamen, Fuzhou, Ningbo, and Shanghai 5 ports for British merchants to trade freely, and allow the British to establish consulates in these ports. The most humiliating thing is that the British are in China. The activities will not be governed by Chinese law. It was decided by the British consul. This treaty is China's first humiliating treaty. It is also an eternal scar in the hearts of the Chinese people. Moving forward, it came to March 9, 1961. Singapore has announced its vision for independence. This decision laid the foundation for Singapore's independence. Singapore became a British colony in the early 20th century and gained autonomy in 1959. However, with the independence of Malaysia, Singapore also began to think about independence in 1961. At that time, relations between Singapore and Malaysia were gradually strained. Lee Kuan Yew, the leader of Singapore, realized that to ensure Singapore's prosperity and stability, independence is the only way forward. After years of negotiations and conflicts, August 9, 1965, Singapore has officially declared its independence from Malaysia. During this independence process, Singapore faced tremendous resistance and challenges, including opposition from the Malaysian government and internal political unrest. However, under the leadership of Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore still managed to secede from Malaysia. Start your own independent path. Today, Singapore has become one of the most developed cities in the world. Economic prosperity and social stability. It is one of the most important international financial centers and trading ports in the world. 26 years later, on March 9, 1987, the United States and Canada have signed a free trade agreement. This is a historic decision for economic cooperation between the two countries. In the late 1980s, there were some trade barriers between the two economies. The United States has imposed high tariffs on certain products from Canada, especially in agricultural products and manufacturing. To strengthen economic cooperation, President Ronald Reagan of the United States and Prime Minister of Canada, Ryan Mulroney, decides to sign a free trade agreement to reduce trade barriers and promote the exchange of goods between the two countries, services and capital flows. On March 9, 1987, the U.S.-Canada Free Trade Agreement was officially signed. The deal removes most tariffs and trade barriers and boosting cross-border investment, strengthening the economic relationship between the United States and Canada. It also laid the foundation for the later establishment of the North American Free Trade Area. The North American Free Trade Area came into force in 1994 and further promoted the United States' economic integration between Canada and Mexico. However, in recent years, especially since Trump took office, the United States has proposed a new tax increase on Canada-US trade. This move has sparked widespread controversy, in particular, the impact on Canada. This could lead to higher manufacturing costs in Canada. This affects the flow of supply chains between Canada and the United States. Trump's freewheeling move is reversing history. It not only hurt Canada and Mexico, it also destroyed America's world leadership with its own hands. In the coming days, if the United States imposes more tariffs, it will definitely have a negative impact on Canada's exports, in particular, exports of energy and minerals. However, this could also prompt Canada to look for other markets. Reduce dependence on the U.S. market. Such a move will definitely be a lose-lose situation in the short term. Today, we review 3 important historical events from March 9th. These events not only changed the world at that time, it also had a profound impact on international relations today. Thank you for watching this episode of Today in History. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time!